My next one is number 2, which with the second definition of mindset that we read at the beginning of this module, which also hits it on the head, and it's one of my favorite topics to speak about, is habit, or an inclination. So habit, we have it, whether it's a good one or not so good one. We all have habits, and we do so every single day, even if it's like stopping in front of their lights before crossing the road, or scrolling on our mobile phone, or getting up to go and take a shower, or reaching for the coffee. We all have habits, and we have created them over the years. So consider what habits you have formed that are in direct conflict with your goals today. We all have some way or another that we do so. So those habits that have become an action on autopilot, you know the ones that we do without much of a thought, as I said, scrolling and reaching for the coffee. But this has been there for a long time. So some of these habits may be sabotaging what we really want out of life. It can be something as simple as going to the fast food drive through after finishing work, just because it's convenient and because we have been doing it for so long. And it's just simple way of stopping, simple way to do something, and we don't think about it too much. So it could be coming home from work, or coming home from work and maybe watching TV instead of actually going and preparing an omelette, maybe, which is simple and it's easy, instead of waiting for your food to arrive. So this could be simple habits that we have created. Or maybe instead of sitting down and watching TV, maybe after work even, or in the evenings, we could be on our bike that is there, it's rusting. I'm pointing out because I have one in the kitchen. And so instead of maybe watching TV while you're cycling, so you're still working out, or maybe instead of listening to the podcast sitting on the couch, you could be going for a walk and listening to that podcast, for that matter. So we haven't been doing it, not because it's your fault, just because we have been learning to do it this way, and we haven't really thought about maybe undoing those habits or doing new ones. So if you haven't yet downloaded my guide to creating healthier habits, you can do so on my website. And that has a little bit more explanation on how you could create healthier habits and how can you choose anchor habits to support your new habits. So this was taken from one of my favorite books, Tiny Habits, from Dr. BJ Fogg. So if you like new habits, you like learning about new habits, maybe you could purchase the book if you wish to read. And he says so much about how small changes, small habits can bring bigger results, or big sustainable results. So let me know if you manage to order that book and read it. So small habits, small steps is equal to big changes. So again, maybe go through that book if you wish. I like I like torturing my husband with one particular thing now. When it comes to emptying the bin, see, we don't actually empty the bin once in a year. We constantly do it because there are things that's going in the bin that needs to be emptied. So likewise, we all make decisions, and we need to be consistent, because see, a house is not ruled by, you emptied the bin last month, so therefore you are not going to do it. We have to continuously pay the bills, so we have to continuously eat. We have to, some habits we just have to do just because this is the life that we are living, and we have to keep doing it. So here is an example to which you might actually relate. So we all make at least 5 choices a day about what we eat, right? So let's say there are 3 meals plus a couple of snacks. 5 choices in one day may not seem such a big deal, but what about 5 choices a day for a year? That comes to 1,825 choices of what we choose to put in our bodies, much more if you add drinks. So those are more choices. So does that mean all 1,825 choices have to be the best choices? Probably not, okay? So, but each meal, each snack, each day, we have choices, and over time, those choices matter. Over the course of 3 years, you have approximately 5,475 food choices you have made. You are not likely to notice the difference right away. Not the first meal, not even the first day. So it's easy to give up or just not pay attention. So those choices, if you look at it in the long run, like for the bigger picture, if you look at it like in a month time, how many of my food choices will be affecting my body? So consistency and progress, looking at it as a progress, will help you make those little choices. Every habit, every decision we make, every habit we form matters. So think about any or every habit that you have and you're creating for yourself. Does making healthy choices mean you can't have any occasional treats? Certainly not. Be aware and be honest with yourself about the occasional treats means to you, what it means to you and how often you indulge. So you may want to apply the 80-20 rule if it fits your goal, or choose healthy 80% of the time, and 20% you can eat something freely. Or if you have a bigger goal, think about 90% you would be healthy, and the 20% you have a bit of freedom. So no deprivation, no shame, no guilt, no restrictions in this kind of eating, because once these habits become part of your life, eating, let's say 90% of the time, you have healthier options you are picking from, you're choosing for yourself, then you won't go on an autopilot. You see, because those habits will be formed and will be created, and then when you're going out, if you feel like having a treat, you can have a treat. So it won't be restrictive. So look at some of the habits that no longer serves you. Start with one habit a month. It actually takes about 30 days to create a new habit. So start, if like, you don't have to overhaul everything at once. Start with one new habit. Look at it in a way, how can I make this happen? How can I create this little habit for myself? So work with one habit at a time for 1 month or 1 week, depending on um, how it will help you. So I remember when at the beginning of my journey, I wanted to reduce the amount of wheat I was eating, because I felt very bloated when I was eating wheat. So when I looked at how I could reduce it, and in a way that it doesn't like make me feel deprived, I just thought about my lunches. I knew, because I had young kids, and having toast and bread and banana, whatever it was easy for me to do. So what I did is, I said, I'm going to eat everything that I eat around my lunch, but just remove the bread. So instead of having my piece of chicken or salad or tomatoes, having it with the bread, I removed the bread completely, and I introduced some more lettuce. Or the days that I had sweet potatoes, I would bake some sweet potatoes or some potatoes, but at least I was removing the bread, which was making me feel so bloated. So in about a month, just by doing so, I had lost quite a bit of weight, because I had reduced the wheat, which was creating some inflammation. When now that I am aware of the biochemistry that happens, I look at it and I know that only removing or taking one little step to change my lunches and make it a little healthier, I lost quite a bit of weight. So the second habit that I remember doing is my breakfast. After I had done the lunch, was my breakfast. We used to have some cereal. Now, that wasn't my habit when I was single, or when I was with my parents. But when I got married with my husband, he was a typical Irish guy, and he used to buy some of the groceries, and he would buy boxes and boxes of cereals that are very highly loaded with sugar, and it was empty calories. There wasn't much nutrients in that, but at that time we didn't know much. So the next thing after dealing with my lunches, when once I had that habit, like this is what I'm doing, I can make an omelet, I can make the salad, I can use maybe leftover dinners for my lunch. This is, I created that habit for myself for my lunch, and then I started working on my breakfast. How can I improve my breakfast a little bit? So what I did, was there any cereals that didn't contain that amount of sugar? Was there any healthier breakfasts that I could introduce to my lifestyle? Then we started doing porridge, which was very easy and simple. One pot was feeding the whole family. One pot, soak it at night. In the morning, we just stir the porridge, let it cook for 5-10 minutes, put it in the bowl, put some nuts and seeds, put some fruits, and we had some healthier breakfast. So we reduced so much of the loaded sugar, empty calories, no nutrient whatsoever from the sugar-loaded cereals, to healthier breakfasts, which was porridge. You get your carbohydrates, you get your fiber. We put some seeds and nuts. You get your protein. You get your good fat. We put some uh, you put some fruits, you get your antioxidant, and that way, not only me, even my husband, we both together have lost so much weight. Now, I'm emphasizing the weight is because it's something that we physically, visibly see, whereas what else was happening inside us was our energy level was better, our sleep was better, our skin condition was better, just by improving those two habits. So one habit at a time, small steps, small changes, baby steps, which what I call it. And certainly those small habits done in a longer stretch of time can actually change your life, let me tell you. So I like to call it baby steps. Again, most of us are conditioned to think that I have to have it now, and that's not the way that's not the way it works. Real change takes time, it takes patience, it takes persistence, and these are key to successful change. So take a step back right now, think about what you really want, review your goals, and then pick one habit you can change today. Begin with something simple like choosing a new healthier food or drink choice, or taking a walk 3 to 5 days each week, moving more, not skipping meals, so your body is fueled and you have more energy throughout the day. Keep it simple. Pick just one thing to create your new practice. It may not seem like much, but by picking one habit to improve upon each month over the course of a year, you will have created 12 new healthier habits. So, do you think that will make a difference? Absolutely, it will. So again, use the guide to creating new healthier habits to help you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And there's also a great app that I have heard of, is called a Good Habit. So you can insert all the habits that you want, and maybe have a look, or don't confuse yourself. So a few habits we will work on each week in our nurture program. It will be followed, so you will be able to. So some of it will be getting enough sleep, so don't skip meals, exercising for a better strategy, and simple exercising to bring results. And so maybe things that you can work on and bring my own lunch instead of buying it from the shop. Maybe some of the habits that you can create is preparing more meals at home and eating out less. Include healthier fats in your diet, reduce stress, having healthier snacks, and reduce stress. So as you go on each modules every week, you will learn how to meal prep efficiently, how to exercise, like 5 minutes exercise can work better than an hour exercise, and how stress can impact on your health, and how can you reduce your stress level, and all those will be habits that you will be creating. So look at this nurture program as something that you're learning, and you will be implementing those habits that you are learning from this program over the course of a year or 2 years, whatever you need. One week, one module, but make that habit for one particular year. Which one is more helpful to you this week? Is it to learn how to cook healthy meals? Maybe use the recipes. Is it to reduce your stress? Work on your stress. So if you believe you can change, if you make a habit, the change, okay, let me go back. So if you believe you can change, if you make it a habit, the change becomes real. Okay, because by creating that habit, the change will happen, not by just thinking about it. If you just think about it and don't create a habit for you to make the change, then it's not going to happen. Sorry, I just having itchy nose here. So this is the real power of a habit. The insight that your habits are what you choose them to be. Once that choice occurs, and then it becomes automatic. So more you practice that habit. Let's say drinking your water, and if you keep doing it over a period of time, then this will be an autopilot habit that you won't even have to think now. But at the beginning, you need to practice. At the beginning, you need to make it a must to think about it or prompt you. So what will be your habit today? So let's just do a fun exercise. Write down, when I ask you this question, what one daily habit change this month will be. So what will be your one habit that you want to change for this month? Write it down. If you need to think about it, pause this video. The second one is, maybe there's something you have been afraid to attempt, or something you know you want to do, but you have been listing out all the reasons why you can't. So what is one mindset shift you can make this month that you will have a positive impact over time? So what is the one mindset shift you can make this month? So remember, the next one is, remember, we all have self-doubts from time to time. I do as well. But don't let self-doubt get in your way of doing what you really want to do or what you want to achieve. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Your talents and potential are huge. Your attitude determines your altitude. So get out of your way. Like almost everyone has doubts that creep in and try to sabotage what we are really capable of and what we really want to do. But the difference lies in whether we choose to listen to the negative thoughts, like the self message that we give ourselves, and playing over and over, or we decide to play a new message. So which one are you going to do? Are you going to choose to play a new message for yourself today, or are you going to repeat the ones that you have playing? So what ways could you do that? Maybe choose better podcasts. Maybe choose a podcast that's going to introduce new affirmations for you, new words. Maybe choose to have friends that will encourage you and allow you to be a dreamer. And use the affirmation cards if you want to. You are amazing, and you can do anything that you set your mind to do. So speak to yourself as you would speak to a best friend. How can you be more kind, more loving, and more encouraging to yourself today? If you removed fear, what would you be doing today? This is a question that I would ask myself every single day. If I didn't have any fear, what would be the one thing that I would be doing today? So think about it and write it down. So to end this video session today, I would encourage you to look at the bottom with the content, the course content. Use the guide to do that fun exercise for yourself. So strive for progress, not perfection. Change your mindset, change your habits. So take your time, do that fun exercise, and remember that we all start as beginners. We weren't born knowing everything, and today is the day this is being brought to you. And if you are here, there's a reason that you are here, because there's something that spoke to you and you are listening to me today. And I have my own fears, I have my own doubts, and I'm working on it every single day. And I hope you do the same. And I wish to hear from you on our Facebook group, and tag me with your questions and your thoughts and how this session has helped you today. And remember that you're worthy and you're good enough and you deserve all happiness in life. Speak to you soon.